Good afternoon. On behalf of the Student U Board of Directors, the Visionary Executive Director, staff, students, and parents, I would like to personally welcome you to the new home of the Student U. Today we celebrate the grand reopening of the W.G. Pearson School. We are thankful for each of you who have been with us on each step of the journey. My name is Clarence Laney Jr., Student U Board member and pastor of the Monument of Faith Church, which has been a part of this community for 85 years. Today brings to fruition a vision that was imagined over 11 years ago. Just as Student U envisioned a space to call home where its staff and students can thrive, the longtime residents of this community and those who worship here also envisioned a once vibrant community enlivened again. We visualize abandoned houses restored, empty lots developed, and vacant schools remodeled and fully functioning. Today brings this community one step closer to its revitalization. There is an African proverb that says, "When spider webs unite, they can tie up a lion." Indeed, this will be a space in which great minds can unite to overcome challenges. I imagine the W.G. Pearson Center as a place to strategize and organize, a place to celebrate and commemorate, a place to laugh and learn, and finally a place in which all students will succeed. This building bears the name of one of Durham's greatest leaders, which continues to honor him and his visionary leadership years after his demise. In the spirit of W.G. Pearson and his wife Minnie, Student U has a visionary leader who has been at the helm of this project, who without this day would not have been possible. Please help me welcome the Executive Director of Student U, Alex Zegbayu.
Hello, everybody. Hello. It's really exciting and humbling to be here with you all today. It is an honor and a pleasure to welcome you to this renovated building that houses 90 years of history and legacy for our community. From its inception as an elementary school for Black students during segregation, the center, then known as Pearson School, has served as an educational facility, a gathering place, and an important thread in the fabric of the Haiti community. It is a living testimony to the enduring resilience of the Black community in the face of unsurmountable odds and the power of visionary leaders like W.G. Pearson, a man born a slave here in Durham who taught himself to read, then went to Shaw University, and then dedicating his life to educating Black children, and John Howard, the principal of W.G. Pearson School when it was named the National School of Excellence by Secretary of Education William H. Bennett in 1986. It is a past worth honoring, preserving, and knowing as we dream about the future of this building. We would not be here today to celebrate this history and this building and reimagine what is possible here without the proactive vision of Durham Public School staff who sought out Student U to purchase this building and the school board's willingness to sell it to us for a bargain price of $1 million. I must say that we tried to buy it for $1, but they didn't go for that. Thank you. We would not be here today without self-help and the project's key investors, Northern Trust, SunTrust, Enhance Capital, National Trust Community Investment Corporation, who took a risk out on us and our crazy dream of renovating a building, an $11 million project, without taking on any debt. Thank you for guiding us and for making our crazy dream come true. We would not be here today without the leadership of the individual investors and foundations who invested the first $1 million, which enabled us to pay for the acquisition of the building from Durham Public Schools. Thank you. We would not be here today without the County Commissioner's belief in what is possible for young people in our community, their trust in Student U and self-help, and their decision to invest $4.25 million in this project to ensure its full renovation. Thank you. Last but certainly not least, we would not be here today without CT Wilson, DTW, and the whole design team. Thank you for a beautiful finished project that preserves the architectural integrity of the original building. It is truly, truly, truly an honor and an humbling experience to be the stewards of this space. Ooh, sorry, I'm getting emotional. We would not be here today without you all. Thank you. You all have supported us in preserving this building, but most importantly, you have invested in what is possible here in the future. When I think about what is possible for young people in this building, I see children ages 0 to 24 having access to quality educational programs like those offered by Student U, Book Harvest, and many of our future partners that ensure they have the resources to be successful leaders in our community, regardless of their race, the amount of money their parents make, and their academic abilities. I see those young people growing here as students, as scholars, and as leaders. I see those students building on the foundations of their academic success and becoming champions for change in their schools, in their neighborhood, in the broader Durham community. I see them learning the history of Durham. I see them learning about race, about inequality, about social movements. I see them being taught how to organize and becoming organizers in their own right. I see them leading workshops in the auditorium, strategy meetings in the training room, meeting with school leaders and elected officials like many of you here today to advance and advocate for issues that they believe in. When I think of young people here, I think of using this building as an epicenter for not only how we educate young people, but ignite their full potential to be the leaders in our community. When I think of parents in this building, I see parents who come here to not only support their children in their academic pursuits, but also to grow their own skills. I see parents participating in workshops led by Village of Wisdom to equip them with the tools they need to advocate for their children in school and to empower them to organize in their neighborhoods and communities. While their children are upstairs in college prep workshops, I see parents taking classes with Durham Tech in our workforce development lab to gain the post-secondary credentials they need to have better access to Durham's growing economy. I see parents being cared for, empowered, and supported in this building with the same intentionality that we care for their children, because supporting the entire family is the only way to ensure children are successful in school and beyond. When I think of the community in this building, I see our fields, our beautiful fields, being filled with people having weekend picnics, softball games, soccer matches, farmers market, summer music on the lawn series, and that really bring the whole community together. I see intense games of basketball being played in the gym, which you will see later, homecoming events and parties in the auditorium in the neighborhood. I see neighborhood associations coming together to have dinners that serve as gathering places so members of the community can organize to advocate for what they want and what they need. I see people coming here to vote. I see election forums happening in the auditorium led by the community. I see this entire community feeling known, feeling seen and welcomed, and their center being a very vital place of this neighborhood. And this is just what I see. There are other people in this community and this neighborhood who've held visions for this community long before Student U got here. The potential of this building is informed by and also driven by our deepest commitment to ensure that the center is a conduit for making their visions come to life. You've already heard from one of them, Bishop Laney, the visionary pastor of Monument of Faith and a tireless advocate for the community. Next, you will hear from SunTrust Vice President Jess Stoddard, Manager Davis, Commissioner Jacobs, Student U student, and now teacher Lonnie Kendall. With that said, Jess Stoddard. Thank you.
Good afternoon. When I was asked to say why SunTrust was excited about this project and why we wanted to become part of it, I said that's going to be easy. So I just sat down and started writing bullet points out until I got to about 15, and I said that's not going to work. I'm going to have to shorten it. So I'm going to summarize the thought process. SunTrust believes an investment in our youth is one of the most important investments we can make. If you couple that with the education that goes with our young adults and our youth, then our feeling is that you've made more than just an investment. You've made a generational investment. You have changed not only the life of one person, but the life of many. So that's the first criteria that made us very excited about this project. That said, the partnership that goes behind it is always very important, because it's hard to realize the dream unless the partnership is the right one. So we looked at the partnership behind it, and I won't go through all the partners because for fear I'll miss one, but I will mention the city and the county and the public school systems and how much they have done. And I'll point out one. I've worked with Tucker at Self-Help, and Self-Help has been a jewel in our community and done many, many things for our community. And so we felt like it was the right partnership, and we felt like it was the right investment. One side note, SunTrust is here because of a coming together between CCB, and a lot of people here will remember CCB, and CCB was in this community for over 100 years as that merger took place. So if we look back and see that we have a generational investment, it's in the right community and it had the right partnership, we just felt like that was a win. So that's why we invested in it. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. So what a beautiful day. Really, what a beautiful day. This is such an exciting moment to have gotten to this point, to realize the vision of Student U, and also to realize a vision that started back in 1928. So really almost 100 years ago with W.G. Pearson. And I just think it's such a wonderful historic legacy that is being continued here today. And this is also a great moment for Durham County. This is our 4th ribbon cutting in 10 days. 4th ribbon cutting. So there are just incredible things happening in Durham right now. The first was our Fire Station 17, a joint project with the City of Durham and Durham County, EMS and the City of Durham Fire Department last week. Started out Monday with our county renovation of our county administration 2 building. And then yesterday, another partnership with the city and the county for our 911 center and the new police department. And today represents another great partnership. I mean, just looking at all the different partners that are listed there. And that's what this is all about. It is all about partnerships. And on behalf of the Durham County Board of Commissioners, I'm proud to say that we contributed $4.5 million to this project, an $11 million project, which is virtually almost, you could say, getting close to half of the amount for this project. I want to recognize my colleagues that are here. All of our board is here, and my son is one of my eyes here, but Commissioner James Hill, Vice Chair of our board, is in the back. Commissioner Ellen Reckow is in the front here. I want to wave, and Commissioner Brenda Howerton as well, and Commissioner Heidi Carter in the back. I want to recognize Natalie Byer, one of our school board members, and Bettina, who's doing double duty here, also one of our school board members. I don't know if there are any other elected officials. I didn't want to miss anybody. But this, the reason why the county really didn't hesitate to step forward to support Student U is because we believe so strongly in the vision of Student U. We believe in the brilliance of all of our children and our students here in Durham. And we believe that all children in Durham County should be able to thrive and prosper. And again, that is what the W.G. Pearson Center is all about. The county is committed to a cradle to career continuum in our community. The idea that any child that is born here in Durham, starting at when they are in utero, having great prenatal care, all the way up through, we're committed to universal access to high quality pre-K for all of our children. We are spending $3.7 million for that in this year's budget, and just all the way up through K through 12, and then career or college after that. So Student U is a part of that continuum, and also all that's going to happen here in this building. And I also want to say that this is really exciting to see the kind of ecosystem that is forming right where we're sitting today. So the W.G. Pearson Center coming back to life. But if we look over there, we see an empty lot over there, Fayette Place, which is going to be revitalized by the city and the Durham Housing Authority. We have the Lincoln Community Health Center right over here, which the county is also a partner in. Right over in this direction is the Sanford L. Warren, also which the county supports, and we are making further investments are. We've got North Carolina Central University here, the Whitted Project, which the county also supported, as well as the Durham Public Schools in the city, which is now senior housing, and a pre-K program, the Whitted School, which the county funds for $1.5 million. So we are making tremendous investments in this quarter, but so are other partners as well. And it's just exciting to think about all of the possibilities that can happen here within this whole ecosystem, and with the W.G. Pearson Center being the heart of it, and the vision that you laid out, Alex, for a place that is just alive. If you really think about people being here day and night, families, children, our youth, it is really exciting to think about that future. So again, on behalf of the Durham County Board of Commissioners, it is really a great honor to support this project and be here to witness this moment. Thank you.
Good evening. You know, I had some prepared statements here, but I think I'm just going to speak from the heart and talk about the importance of this project. You know, for more than a decade now, Student U has been doing some incredible work in our community. And Stephanie, to be very honest with you, if you were to look at sort of that 10-year window in respect to the students that have had the opportunity to embrace this program, 92% of those students have gone on to college. And in many respects, it looked like a great beta test at the time. And so when we began having conversations, me and Dan Kimberg and folks out at United Way and folks over at Duke University and Michael Palmer and a whole bunch of other people, we said common sense prevailing, you know, if you've got a good beta test and if things are working extremely well, then we need to figure out a way to expand that footprint. And so we began that work by essentially having a whole host of conversations around the community and talking to the commissioners, and it wasn't a very hard sell in respect to understanding the good work that was going on here. Soon after the commissioners, of course, made that decision to make this investment, Dan's wife took a position up north and he ended up having to move. But we were so fortunate that we had Alexandria standing in the breach, and she's come in and just provided some incredible leadership in this space. This is, in fact, the most important work that we can be doing in Durham, and that is essentially preparing the next generation of workers, the next generation of leadership And I think Student U does that as well as anybody in our community, given their track record. And so I'm proud to stand here today and speak on behalf of the work that's gone on, and certainly acknowledge and thank the county commissioners, past boards as well as our sitting board, for staying the course in making this important investment. So I'll stop there. And again, Alexandria, thank you for your leadership in this space.
How's everyone doing today? My name is Lonnie Kendall. I'm the family head here at Student U. First and foremost, I would like to thank everyone who has invested into this program and just believing in our beliefs and just being there for us and being the foundation we needed to fulfill our dreams. And another investor I would like to thank the parents and the teachers, because without the teachers, where would we be? And also for the parents, because if it wasn't for parents, we would not have the opportunity to work with such wonderful children. And I also want to thank, most importantly, the students for investing themselves into our beliefs here in our program here at Student U. And we are all one team working for the same goal. And how we achieve that goal is by focusing on our main goal of achieving greatness. Me being up here today is just an example of how for 9 years Student U has set me up and put me in positions to achieve greatness. I never would have thought that little 6th grade me would be up here and be able to talk to all you guys. I thank Student U for showing me and helping me grow and becoming the person that you see right here in front of you today. And now, as a family head, my peers and I work diligently every day with wonderful students to open their eyes to see the greatness that we see in them every day. Our Student U staff works hard every day to not only see the change we want, but also to be the change we want in our community. Equality, opportunity, and attentiveness are some of the changes we want to be in our community. And a result of all the hard work that everyone, not just Student U and not just investors, but the community as a whole, as Durham as a whole, throughout all the hard work, now we have the W.G. Pearson Center, a place where we can call home, a place where family, friends, teachers, and students can come and share their brilliance, a place where they can come and discover their best self, and a place where everyone can come and achieve greatness. Now I would like to call up Ms. Davenport, who spent many hours in this building as a W.G. Pearson Elementary School student. And joining her will be current Student U students who spend many hours in this building discovering their best self and achieving greatness.
Thank you. So before I pass the scissors on to the next generation of the legacy of W.G. Pearson, I would like to thank Student U family. We've been a part of Student U for some years now. I have a Student U high school graduate. I have a student that is currently in the high school program, and then I have a child that's an employee of Student U. So Student U has been a blessing to our family in many ways. So right now I would like to pass the scissors to the next generation and legacy of W.G. Pearson.